Hi, I'm Roxanne, Carne, personal stylist for women, and I transform women's wardrobes and their lives every single day. And this particular video today really comes from the heart for me, because this is something that I face every single day when I am really getting to know some women for the first time when they're thinking about exploring a personal style journey with me. I'd like to say that the work that I do really comes from the inside out. You know, fashion and style is fun, it is amazing, it is transformative, but you have to be really ready to take that step if you really are looking to transform your wardrobe and, in essence, transform your life. And what I want to talk about today are actually 5, what I would say are frankly excuses that women share with me all the time as reasons why they should not, as in should not move forward with doing what they really have been hoping and dreaming for, which is really improving their style, improving their image, and just bringing happiness in their life when it comes to how they portray who they are to the world. And it's a very real thing. So I have been in business for close to 10 years now, and over the years, I have helped scores and scores and scores of women just, again, reinvent themselves and using their clothes as a tool to do so. And it is an amazing process when you put the work in and you're willing to learn. But with all those women that I actually speak to, I gotta tell you, there's scores and scores and scores more of women who want to do it, but actually say no. So I'm gonna take this time today to kind of break down the 5 top, reasons and objections that I get for women who want to really, they want to put themselves off to the side. So let's jump into it. So excuse number 1 is money. A lot of women tell me, I simply can't afford it. Translation really is, I don't really want to spend money on this. Because guess what? You can afford to get your nails done. You can afford to get your hair done, your hair colored. You can afford to go on your vacation. But what I really feel is happening is that women they want to push this under the rug. They don't want to deal with their bodies, their changing bodies. They don't want to deal with all the, emotion and struggle that they've had about their body throughout their lifetime. And they really just don't want to face the truth. Now, I will say, of course, for some people, yeah, money is an issue. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But 9 times out of 10, when a client tells me, or a prospective client tells me that, I really drill to detail to find out what aspect of it, that they can't afford. And it comes up that that's not even the real reason. They just can't fathom the idea of investing on themselves in this way. So I want to kind of debunk that. A lot of times money is not the issue, because guess what? You do not have to have lots and lots of money to look stylish, to feel stylish. In this day and age, first of all, with sustainability, there's so many opportunities that we have out there for pre-loved pieces, both online and in person at thrift stores. You can also actually shop your own closet. You can use the time to edit your closet for pieces that aren't serving you, but really look for those gems, look for those winners, and think about ways of restyling them that are really aligned with who you are right now, what your body looks like right now, and just, adding a little bit of flair perhaps to reinvent yourself. So money should not be a barrier, and this is something that I truly believe. You do not have to be buying luxury designer pieces to look and feel fabulous. As a personal stylist and shopper, I shop for my clients like I shop for myself. Will I pay full price for something? Absolutely, if it's worth it, but I never forsake quality, and if I can find it somewhere that's less expensive, I'll do it. But I'm not going to put myself lower on the totem pole because I'm equating my worth with a dollar sign. We never want to negotiate our self-worth. So again, I can't afford this, that's bunk. You can afford style at any budget. It's just a matter of knowing what you're looking for and having somebody like me to help. So the number 2 excuse that I hear all the time is really somewhat related to money, and it really is about a sunk cost. So I'll get comments like, I spent so much money or X number of dollars on clothes in the past several months or several years, and I really don't want to buy anymore. What that translation is that I probably spent a lot of money on pieces that do not make sense to me, that do not serve me, and I have to admit to the fact that I actually lost money, hence the sunk costs. So what we really want to do is transform the way that you're looking at this. You've got to look at yourself as an investment. We've all wasted money on things that we don't need or should not have bought. And you know what, ladies? That's a way of life, right? But here's the deal. You live and you learn. When you know better, you do better. And when working with my clients, I really do everything I can to help them really form a new blueprint, so to speak, for themselves and their body, so that they know exactly what they need to introduce to their wardrobe and exactly what they need to say no to. Because knowledge is power, and when you know that, you're no longer going to be bringing pieces into your closet that just don't make any sense. You're not gonna have clothes hanging with brand new price tags on them from years and years ago that you know nothing, you don't know what to do with it. So having that as an excuse, that sunk cost, it's just that. Ladies, you gotta put the past behind you and move forward. So that is another excuse that I hear all the time, but I'm telling you, we can move past that. Number 3 is simply guilt. So when it comes to guilt, women are telling me that I don't really want to invest that money on me. I have mothers that tell me that if they buy something for themselves, they feel like it should have been money that it should have gone to the family, or an outfit for her daughter or her son, or a school activity or something like that. And what the translation there is really, I'm not worth the investment. Of course, we want to give our children, our family, our loved ones, everything that we can within our means, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't leave yourself again at the bottom of the totem pole. This is another situation where you're negotiating your self-worth. It's so painful to see and hear so many women that go through this cycle, and I will say most of the women that tell me this excuse, they actually are mothers. They feel the smallest shred of guilt if they buy anything for themselves. So again, we've got to reshift the thinking. We have to put you toward the top of the totem pole, because it's like one of those cliches when you think of, you can't pour from a cup that's half empty, or you've got to put the oxygen mask on yourself before helping someone else. You've got to be your best so that you can then be your best for others. And we really, again, need to reverse the cycle and change how we think about ourselves. You can still give to others and provide for your loved ones, but you don't have to forsake yourself in the process. So we really do need to shed that guilt and know that it is okay to invest in ourselves, and just trust me in knowing that you will be all the better for it. So number 4 is closely related to number 3, which was guilt. Number 4 is actually shame. When I start working with a prospective client or start exploring a personal style journey with a client, I do offer complimentary style intensives for 1 hour. And in almost every conversation, this comes up. Well, Roxanne, I'd love to work with you, but I want to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is. And then I'll feel like I'm in a good place to be styled. And I just seriously want to reach through the Zoom and shake the woman and be like, wake up, wake up. So first of all, this shame right here, it's shame in our bodies. Too many women think that they have to be a certain size, that they have to be a certain shape to look the most beautiful. And that is complete BS, okay? You can be a size 2 or you can be a size 22 and still look absolutely fantastic if you know what to shop for, if you know the shapes and silhouettes that are gonna be best for you. And this is really where I help my clients every day. And it just really saddens me and it really hurts me that women put themselves through this cycle. You know, I like to go back and ask them, and I say, okay, well, how long have you been on this weight loss journey? Is this something that just started? A lot of times, ladies, I'm getting feedback that they've been on this weight loss journey for years. So there needs to be a point where we're facing reality and realizing that maybe we won't lose the weight, and that's totally okay. And I'm not saying that you can't have goals. You can always have the goal of shedding the pounds if that's something that you really want for your life and for your health. But don't let that be a contingency for you living your best life and looking absolutely amazing. And it's a wonderful thing that when I do get to work with women that have that notion when we start working together that they need to lose weight, once I get them in the awesome clothes that fit them well, they are literally like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I could look like this. Our bodies are beautiful. This is what God has given us. We just have to learn how to work with it. Beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, heights, you name it. We just need to understand what we're working for and put together the best blueprint. And this is really where I feel, I guess, the most passion for the work that I do in helping women realize, gosh, you are completely beautiful. We just have to put the pieces in place, and then you can go off and be that person that you want to be for your family, for your community, for your colleagues, for your life. So I really, really challenge that. Weight should never be an issue that you say no to your personal style. And with that, let's get to my last excuse that I hear from women when it comes to what's getting in the way of them looking and feeling their best. Excuse number 5 that I hear from women as to why they should not take the step to look and feel their best when it comes to their wardrobe is busyness. It's time. I have so many women tell me, I just do not have the time to figure out an outfit. I will just go to default and just be done with it. Translation, I don't have time to deal with it, literally. I don't want to deal with it, which is usually, mostly the case. And this is one that I can totally understand and relate to. In our world, all of us are busy, whether we are career professionals, business owners, mothers, wives, you name it. We all are super, super busy, and time is a commodity. It really, really is. So what I would like to challenge, and how I do challenge my clients, is to say, look, we're gonna make an investment of a little bit of a time up front. And the great thing about it is that it's not an immense amount of time, but it is time well spent. And this will change your relationship with your wardrobe. Us investing this time up front is going to save you loads and loads of time later. Imagine this. Imagine that you had a wardrobe where every single piece served a purpose, where every single piece looked fantastic on you. No matter where you were going, if you were going out on a date with your husband or boyfriend, or if you're going to a ballroom gala, you've got something for every aspect of your everyday life. Putting an outfit together is a breeze. Where you waste time, and I know this happens to some of you out there, where you waste time is when you don't have a wardrobe that serves you, that truly serves you. And you're standing looking at it, and you're spending 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, upwards to an hour trying to figure out what you're going to wear, to your event that day or the night before. It adds so much stress, it adds so much anxiety. But what you really need to do is wrap your arms around it and dedicate the time. I can say, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. But you know what? You can just make time for the things that you really want to do. So I'm not buying that as an excuse. You need to make time to figure out what works best for you, and then use that time to turn it into a wardrobe that you'll love, that will give you more time in the end, because you're not going to be fiddling around trying to figure out what to wear. You're gonna have amazing pieces that you can rock at any given moment, for any event, for any aspect of your life. So there you have it. Those are the 5 excuses that I hear from women. And again, they are true excuses, because as you can see, every one of them I debunked. These are the 5 excuses that I hear all the time for women as to why they can't move forward and improve their image and improve their life through their wardrobe. I truly, truly believe in the late Edith Head, who was a very famous costume designer in Hollywood, who's now passed. She said, you can have anything in life if you dress for it. I totally, totally agree with that. So I want you to hold on to that thought and really think about every outfit that you put together over the next day, the next week, the next month. Ask yourself, is it really truly serving me up the way that I want to be seen in the world? And if the answer is no, don't default to any of those excuses. I don't want to hear any buts. I want to hear and. This isn't working, and here's what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to invest the time. I'm going to invest the money, no matter how much or how little. You know, I'm going to shed the guilt and the shame, and I'm really going to work to cultivate a wardrobe that truly represents who I am today, where I want to be, and all the gifts that I want to give to the world. So I hope this was insightful to you, and please comment below, because I want to know, have you served these 5 excuses to yourself when you're thinking about your wardrobe, your body, your image? I want to know. And definitely make sure, certainly if you enjoyed this content, to please like, comment, and subscribe. And also share with me any other topics that you would love for me to talk about. I live in this space, I love this space, and I really, really want to help you just put the best version of you out there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.